It's your boy Oshin. It's another episode of Long Story Short, episode 3. But I got some help with me today. I got my man Willie Negro.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
With a rare appearance. My boys Little Purse, Little Purse and Big Seymour, they're not here with me today, but they'll be back. Back next week. Those are my co-hosts. He's just filling in tonight and everything. Hold up. I got to get something off my chest. And I need y'all to bear with me for a second. In this day and age, we have electronic applications, Zelle, Cash App, everything like that. So when you borrow money from somebody, you either borrow money and you get it from them, with straight cash, or you goes electronically. It's no problem with that. This is what I have a problem with, though. Why is it when people borrow money from you electronically, instead of just paying the money back electronically or how they going to pay it, don't call me and be like, yo, I'm about to send that. You ready for me to send that? What are you asking me? Just send it. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I'll get a call and they'll be like, yo, I got that money for you. I'm about to send it. Just let me know when you're ready. Let you know when I'm ready. Hold up. So when it happened the first few times, I was like, so what's supposed to be the answer? So when they calling me, yo, you ready for me to send you that money? Nah, don't send it right now. Don't send it right now. I'm not ready to receive the money that you owe me, and you're going to pay it electronically. I don't understand why people do stuff like that. It's weird. You owe somebody some money and you pay it electronically. If you can pay it back electronically, just give it back. You don't have to prepare them to get the money. Just pay it back.
Man, people get weird with money, man. I don't know. They just get weird.
No, that was just something I wanted to get off my chest. Now that I got that off my chest, Rick Ross has now responded back to Drake. And now I guess they're going to have whatever they're back and forth. J. Cole we already talked about how the fact that he removed the song off of his album.
Yeah.
Which was corny, but he's been doing corny shit from the beginning of this. So I ain't even shocked no more. I don't even want to. J. Cole ain't even nothing for me to talk about no more.
He excused himself.
Yo, this is not the dinner table. I don't want to hear that. This nigga, what do you mean he excused himself? He played himself, and what's killing me once again, he swung back and then wanted to stop the fight. That's what I don't get, but that's J. Cole. Cole World, Cole Sucker. But to Drake and Rick Ross, their back and forth is getting a little weird to me, because now the argument is who has more money. And to me, that kind of takes the fans or the people looking out of it. And I'm looking like, when do we get here? Like, this is the new battle. Like, now, so when somebody makes a song, it's not good enough just to respond back. Now let's go to the money. And who has more? Who can buy what? Now, I can say it's corny, and somebody respond, that's because you don't got their kind of money. No, it's just a simple fact. Bars. See, Rick Ross, I gave him a 7. There was 7s all across the board. Drake got a 7 because he at least fired back.
Yeah.
So out of that 7, I gave him 5 points for just firing back, regardless of what he was saying, because the bars were whack. They were whack. I don't know where he was going. And actually, I did know where he was going, because he goes where Drake always goes. He goes to I'm the hit maker. Y'all called me. You need me on your records. First off, I'm not impressed with the whole drop and give me 50. It's kind of weird to me. I don't really like that title. I don't know where he's going with it. And then he's singing it. Now, this is when you know you're feeling yourself too much. I get it. Drake is a hook master. Yeah. He comes together with these choruses. But it's really no cool way to say, drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50. Yo, that's what he's doing. That's all I can do when I hear the joint. Drop and give me 50. And then he's like,
you gotta do your shoulders,
because you automatically do it. I don't want to do it. It's just when the chorus comes in. I played this. I'm gonna try to stand still. See? Drop and give me 50. See? It just automatically does it. It automatically does it. And then he's doing the normal Drake thing, drop and give me 50, like that whole stretch in the song. Come on, man. And then Rick Ross, I gave him a 7 because of all beat. He at least understood that I gotta come with a. He came with a tough beat. Didn't say a whole lot, but he came with a tough beat, and it felt like he was more so aiming at Drake. But now the fact that he's going at Drake financially,
he didn't really go at Drake financially. So, in the bar, he said, what he said was, I got more money than you. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? And then he said, I got $50 million. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? He was saying that like he's Drake. Ooh, I got more money. Like that's all you can say is I got more money than you.
Oh, that's where he was.
That's where he was going with it. It just didn't come across like that because he didn't change his voice enough. You know what I mean? So, that's what he was saying. And then Drake took it like, how could you say you got more money than me? But he wasn't really trying to say he had more money than him. What he was saying was, the only thing you could say is, I got more money than you. Everything else, you can't say. You know what I mean? He basically is saying the critique of Drake that a lot of people have. Drake is people believe that Drake is really kind of a corny person. He just has a skill set. He can rap, you know what I mean? Or he makes hits, you know what I mean? But as a person, what he's saying is you wouldn't be around the cool kids if you didn't have this skill set because you're not cool. You know what I mean? I actually thought Drake's song was okay. I actually like Ross's actually a little bit. I think he get credit for coming back so quickly and for Drake to be Drake. Ross's joint is right there. You know what I mean? Like it's a little, to me it's a little bit, it says something that, you know what I mean? You responded this way, and then Ross went in the studio and said something that was on par with what you said. You see what I'm saying? It's more to come, is what they saying. Drake got more. That was just the first jab. I don't know if Ross has more, but he will. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and we've yet to hear anything else from Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like you said, they was all right. You know what I mean? I like it though. I like the back and forth. I think that this is a new kind of modern way to like battle. It's less music and more memes and more crazy stuff like that. It's not what I'm used to. I'm used to direct, like, you a bitch and all this stuff. You know what I mean? But, hey man, I'm all for the competition though. And I'm with you, like, but I will have to give you some pushback on the money thing. Rap has become like braggadocious. You see what I'm saying? So some of from our era, favorite rappers was braggadocious. They talked about how much they had. That was a point. I have more than you. You see what I'm saying? So in a battle, you going to get to, I have more than you. You see what I'm saying? I have more money than you. My cars is better. My women is better. I do everything better than you. You see what I'm saying? So that's to be expected in any battle, I think.
And this is exactly why I call Jay-Z the big joker. If you play spades, you know what the big joker represents. It beats every suit. No matter what you got in your hand, it beats every suit. Mm-hmm. And this is why he's the big joker, and this is why I don't respect when people start going to the money thing, because battling is about angles, I guess so. Mm-hmm. But when you battle, if you're not relying on your abilities as your go-to thing, everything else is, I'm not gonna call it fluff. I'm gonna let you get your braggadocio on. I'm gonna let you say this, that, and the third, but I don't want to hear a whole battle song of how much material things you got over somebody. Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking like it's dudes like Tech Nine out here that make a lot more money than a lot of people that we think is popping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yet, if he says it, oh, that's all you want to talk about? What happened to your skills? No, pick your poison on how you want to do it. This song is a full drop off from Back to Back that Drake made. Rick Ross ain't looking for this song to chart and everything. But
that's why I said I think that's on purpose. I think that when Drake battles, because of the success of Back to Back, he tries to make a hit song. Whereas most battle raps are not hit songs. It's not hit records. You see what I'm saying? They not club songs. They not none of that. Drake try to make it so you can play it in the club, especially because Kendrick's record on Future's album is played in the club.
So switching gears, since this is long story short, we spitball. Give me 5 of your favorite, no particular order, diss tracks, all time.
Oh, my favorite. My favorite battle was Beans and Kiss. So,
okay, that's one.
So there. That's that. I like No Vaseline. Ice Cube. I think Hit 'Em Up was overrated. Even though this is a little overrated too, it has to be in the top 5 though. Ether's there. And probably Jay-Z, not Takeover, not Super Ugly. What came after that? When the Blueprint 2. What's the name of the song?
At HOVA.
Yes. Blueprint, yes.
Blueprint, yeah. Blueprint.
Yes. Those would have to be up there for me.
Nah, I'm not. Only one I'm going with that you said from there is No Vaseline. My all-time favorite battles, no particular order, No Vaseline.
Mm-hmm.
The Bridge is Over.
Tough.
What you call it? This is going to get a lot of people. LL versus Kumo D, Ice-T, and MC Hammer to the break of dawn. That was a good battle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I like Ether. I actually like DJ Quick's battle against what you call it, MC8. Dollars and Cents. That drum was tough. That was tough. Now the thing about it, the ones that I pick, none of those joints was about the bread. It was all about the music. Now, people said things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would put stuff like Cannabis Second Round Knockout. He killed that joint.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But they kind of all stayed in the, I got more skills than you. And they trumped everything by saying I got more skills than you and threw in, and it was always like, I got more skills than you and whatever they want to say after that to brag about. Nas didn't go the money route at all with Jay because he's not going to do that. But the reason why I like Ether is because the way he broke it down, Nas started off like a book report. He told us, I'm going at Jay finally. This is what it is. Mm-hmm. Then he took time out because the second verse was about the fans. He took his attention right off of Jay. Then he went back to Jay for the third verse. But that's who Nas is. Mm-hmm. He's strategic. He does things like that. I'm going to tell you the best part of the Jay and Nas battle to me was them going back and forth on the Clue mixtapes. When Jay does the Who Shot Ya verse over Who Shot Ya, he did his joints over Who Shot Ya. Nas did the Eye for an Eye remix type joint over that. Nas did Stillmatic. Jay was on the joint with Beans. So like those were like the B-side type joints where they was really going and stuff like that. But nowadays, this microwave society, somebody come out with a record, oh, you got 24 hours. No, you don't. Please don't. Take your time.
Take your time.
I'm telling you, take your time, gather your thoughts, and then put something out. Because they putting out these joints at, oh, we just going to record now. And you're not that kind of artist. You know what I'm saying? Every artist isn't a one-take Hove. Everybody, my man Vegas used to always say, and he's nice. He goes like this. I was like, yo, one day I asked him, I said, yo, you be writing? He said, hell yes. I'm not one of these superhuman niggas that claim that they don't write or whatever. But he was like, yo, that works for him. He said, now, have I put stuff together in my head and spit it? Yes. But he says, that comes from just constantly doing it. He was like, Jay didn't just wake up doing that. He admitted himself he used to write. Clearly he used to write. But then when this is what you do for a living, it becomes easier, because when I was making music, it got to a point where if I wanted to make a song, I was formulating the song all the way through in my head. And writing it was just a technicality, but I was still able to be like, nah, I don't need the paper no more. But when you starting off, you definitely pen and padding it.
Nah, I met a nigga who could do that, man. This nigga, one of my cousin's niggas, man, I actually was on a song with a nigga named Scholar in Philly. Scalito. That nigga could write a verse in his head and then put it to the side and then write a verse for this beat and then come back to the other verse. All without writing. That shit was nuts, yo. It's weird to see.
Well, I'm just saying, I got a pretty great memory, but, memory is circumstantial in terms of what you're storing and things like that. So, not saying that. First off, that's just talented. He just knows how to, formulate things or whatever. But moving on, man, DC is married to Yandy. We all know. Yeah. He did a stretch. I want to say he did about 4 or 5 years. About 4 or 5 years. But now he's saying, because I'm going to read it off, because I don't want to butcher it. So give me a second. Come on. This is what happens when you got all these. There we go. All right. Man, DC feels like a single parent and that his wife, Yandy, doesn't love him. And his quote is, you can't neglect our needs for the things you want. If money's going to make you happy, what are we doing here? Yandy then expresses that she was in fact a single parent during his 4.5-year prison sentence, and she suppressed a lot of her dreams to fill in for his absence. Man, DC is considering a divorce. Yandy feels defeated with the battle of her dreams versus her marriage. Should Yandy step back from her business, or should man DC be more patient and supportive of his wife's ventures? I think man DC is tripping. Now, this opinion is based on surface level stuff,
right?
Based on what they said, because I can't see this being the only reason why you want to divorce your wife, if this is even a real thing like that.
Well, it was on the show. They was having a conversation. He was telling her that, he was basically telling her in different words, she need to take a step back off of all this stuff, all this partying, all this going out, all this work, all this everything, and come back to like a family life. And she was basically saying, I couldn't do this shit for 4.5 years. So yeah, I do want to go out and party sometime. I do want to do all the business ventures that I can. You know what I mean? I kind of feel, man, DC's on this, man. Honestly, right. I kind of feel him like, look, man, I understand that you did a bid with him, right? But you did the bid with him. That's still your husband. You see what I'm saying? Like in a relationship, like you still gotta pay attention to your spouse. You know what I mean? Just because he home and he can be with the kids don't mean that you can rip and run just because you couldn't rip and run. You see what I'm saying? Like he did a bid, you did that with him. You chose to marry that man. You see what I'm saying? You did the bid with him. You know what I mean? Just because he home don't mean you can just be out in the streets. He need attention too. You know what I mean? I'm not saying just be home and barefoot and be in the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? But I am saying like, yo, if he's expressing to you that he needs more attention, that he feels this way, your comeback can't be like, I was a single mother for 4.5 years. So in so many words, you're saying it's okay. You go be a single father now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm expressing to you that I'm feeling a little lonely, a little alone in this, and you expressing, well, I was alone, so now it's your turn to be alone. I don't think that's cool at all.
Now, ladies, he said he doesn't expect you to be home barefooted. You can put on some slippers. But other than that, I'm gonna let you put on some slippers. But all jokes aside, I don't like when women do that. This is what I mean. You did the bid with him. Yes, I get it. Your life was on pause. I don't even like to say it like that because your life still wasn't on pause. Was it difficult? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. So I'm not going to cheapen all the things you had to do while he was away. So when I hear women say things like that, so what do you want? Do you want a party for the next 4.5 years to make it even? Right. You see what I'm saying? Like these are like, part of them are rhetorical questions, but it's kind of like, so what do you want? Man, I have an issue with women feeling away because I read a lot of the comments. Well, he got to understand. No. Men, we're not allowed to have emotions unless a woman tells us this is the time to have emotions. That's what it feels like. And I had this conversation earlier. Women seem to feel that they have a monopoly on emotions, pain, just anything when it comes to matters of the heart. And men, it's always a man-up personality. And if the man is saying, or if any man is like, yo, I miss you. I want you to be home. Can you stay with me? Oh, what happened to your friends? Go hang out. Do something. Don't be around me. I feel, and I can't speak for every guy, but one thing that a woman could do, you don't want to release a dude back into the wild. And that's not a threat, ladies. It's not a threat. You do not want to release a man back into the wild because the same way, forget the sex. The minute he starts getting back out there and he's talking to women that are listening to him, he don't even got to sleep with them. They're just having conversations. He's able to be the V word, vulnerable around them and getting certain emotions and things off his chest. Where do you think you fit in at all that if these things start happening? And this is not a threat because it works both ways. It's the same way if a guy is neglecting his woman that way.
Yeah, and when I came across that clip and when I watched the clip, I was feeling like, man, DC's was being vulnerable and expressing how he feels. And I feel like he got killed in the comments for expressing how he feels. And like you said, women get to express how they feel all the time. As a matter of fact, they always want to express something. Like, yo, they want to, hey, man, I just feel this way. I feel, you know what I mean? He was just saying, listen, this is how I feel a little lonely. And by myself, I'm feeling like a single father. And I just feel like her response was a little crazy. You know what I mean? To me, that was great. I would have been taken aback a little bit. Like, yo, she was like, oh, well, I was a single mother for 4.5 years. Whoa. So, nigga, what are you trying to say?
So do you think, so you could always just say, well, this is who you married and this, that, and the third. I kind of feel that.
I do feel that, though, because her persona on TV, I don't know her. Her persona on TV is a go-getter. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? She's a businesswoman. She get to a bag. But I also understand marriage and understand companionship and relationship. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter if you're a go-getter. You can't neglect your person, your spouse or your significant other just to go get it.
This is, and I'm glad you slam dunked it home that way because this is my thing. It goes back to the age-old question. How much is enough? Because people say a lot of the right things because it sounds like the right thing to say. I'm gonna be honest, there is a number that I have. I don't have to share it, but if it was this number monthly with minimum work and still be able to enjoy life and smell the roses, I'm good. I don't need more. Now, a lot of people like to take that humble stance, but we got these crazy super rich millionaires and everything else. Man, I just want more. I want more. And it's like we don't look at the things that are important in life or whatever. And it's like you're accruing these things, and it's like, okay, you actually attained them, and you're still saying, I want more. Like, man, DC, like, I think he came home to like a Maybach and all that. Like, she got him back right because she knows as a man how he kind of was living his life and how she wanted things. So I get all that. But, and she got a phantom. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they not hurting for money. Now, I understand maintaining your lifestyle. That's important. But it can't come at the expense of your marriage. And once somebody starts feeling like somebody's not paying enough attention, that's what we call the crack in the door, and them toes start coming in from left field. And this is when a two-man game could turn into a triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So this is a dangerous game. Maybe Andy's playing one. Maybe Mandesis is being a little needy because, you know, women are quick to be like, why are men so needy? And then I was talking to some ladies today. Do you think this is probably not fair? I had to ask them, what is gossiping? What do they call gossiping in terms of guys? So they were all women, was like pillow talking. So I said, okay, let me give you an example. If you know I got a best friend of over 20 some odd years, and I'm dealing with you, and we just whatever, and we finally became intimate. You don't think he's going to know? They were like, well, why does he have to know? And I was like, for the same reason why your best friend knows. But the difference is, guys, we're not going to look at your best friend and be like, oh, she don't know nothing about it. She knows. We know you told her to. And that's okay, because we expect that. Now, we don't expect you to run all around and tell every single one of your associates. But I feel women don't give guys that leeway to be like, okay, I'm pretty sure he knows. But I feel once a guy starts talking to associates the same way he's talking to his guy, that's when it could possibly be a problem. So women like to say men gossip and talk more than women.
I don't even consider that gossip.
Okay.
Like when you talking to, when you talking to your person, your significant other or your best friend, you tell them more things than everybody else. You know what I mean? I feel like gossip is when you just telling people everybody's business. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think that if you can't tell your significant other about all of the things and all of the people in the world, that probably shouldn't be your significant other. You see what I'm saying? That's just what I feel. I think that that's what they're there for. Like, I think that you can get all of your stuff off. Like everything that you feel, everything that you say, because my thing is everyone has an opinion on things. You see what I'm saying? I just don't think that everyone's opinion should be shared. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like opinions are as important as people think they are. You know what I mean? So for example, I don't think my opinion is that important that I must share it. You see what I'm saying? Now I get my stuff off with my wife. Like, hey man, if I got an opinion on something, I'm like, yo, that shit was dumb, or oh man, I really like that. You see what I'm saying? But you know, I'm not going to say that to somebody unless they ask for my opinion. You see what I'm saying? Unless they ask for it. But I think women thrive off of talking about other women. They love it. It's a fact. they love talking about other women. They do, whether it be good or bad. They just love talking about other women. I think that everything women do consumes women's brains. They get dressed for each other. They wear them dumbass lashes for each other. They do all kinds of stuff for other women. They talk about other women. It just consumes them. Men are consumed by women, not men. We don't really care too much about what other niggas is doing.
And I give you a perfect example of how much we don't care. When a guy when a guy's playing matchmaker, a woman won't tell you the truth about how a friend looks. Guys, we will tell you the truth, but if we don't tell you the full truth that way, this is one of the ways to not get described. Yo, what's up with your homeboy? How does he look? Ladies, if a guy say, if you ask a guy, well, how does your friend look? And he says, I'm just saying, that nigga be getting girls. You rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Because what he's basically saying is, he ain't the best looking thing out there, but for whatever reason, he still attracts women.
Yeah.
Now, if a guy be like this, like for me, we've had to talk before, I'll just say it what it is. I'm not gonna be like, well, I think he's a 6. I'm not rating.
Yo, that's
I'm not rating. I'm not like 1 through 10. Oh well, he's at least 6. I'm not doing that. It's kind of just like black and white. Like, yo, how you look? Oh, now he a handsome dude. Or how you look? Now he cool. You know what I'm saying? You'll like him like that. He's cool like that. And if it's like, yo, how you look? You like, dress nice, nice personality. You take from that what it is. That's just like when I'm talking about a chick, it could be, first off, I think I can count on one hand how many times I've ever called a woman beautiful. I'm not talking about one woman.
Right.
I'm talking about just women. I don't just be throwing the beautiful word around. Like,
nah.
First off, I don't even feel right saying it. It just seems weird just saying it. Like, you are beautiful. Like, I feel like you got to be mad sincere. Your hand got to be out like that. Like, I don't know. Now, ladies, for me, this is the best compliment you can get from me. When if somebody asks me, yo, how does Shorty look? And I'll be like, no, hold up, there's levels. You ask me how does she look? And I'm like, she all right. That's probably 5 to 6 range, maybe 7. But if somebody asks me, yo, how does she look? She all right. That's like 8, 9.
Yeah.
And then, don't feel bad, nobody gets a 10. Like, nobody gets a 10, I'm be honest. Now, I've seen some that I'm like, well, look-wise they 10, but she opened her mouth, she was a deuce. You know what I'm saying? And ladies is probably the same thing. Guys, he looked good. He started running his mouth, he's really a deuce. So, it works both ways. But this is Long Story Short. Here with Willie Negro, Lil Percy, Big Seymour will be back next week. Peace.
Peace.